Hello. Uh, this video, I've been making quite a few lately, and I've talked about a few different things. I am a recovering alcoholic. I also am being treated for depression, and I've also done a few videos about a gal in Garden City who defaced her home, going through a tough time. It's the time of the year where they start promoting suicide prevention, and it's a really difficult subject for some people to wrap their minds around. I can speak to my own experience. I twice tried to commit suicide. Once at 19 over a gal that I now realize would have been a mistake had I been able to follow through. But when you're going in the wrong direction, God finds a way to send you in a different way. And things were fine for a while, and I ended up becoming a heavy drinker. And in my mid-20s, I quit, but I didn't really have the life skills to pull myself up out of where I was at. And the harder I tried, the more difficult it was. And I get sideswiped by co-workers for whatever reason, and went through a lot of stuff. And then about 25 years ago, I attempted suicide again. I was unsuccessful. God wanted to keep me here. And recently, in the last few years, I had developed this depression. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it was like I was two different people. I seemed to be satisfied with working hard, but I wasn't getting anywhere. And I had a hard time focusing. In high school, I never did very well because I couldn't focus. I didn't think anything about it because everyone thought I was smart, because I could, people would ask me questions, I would know the answers. I have been in my eye for trivia, and I'm very observant. I can see a face 30 years after I met someone, and I can pretty much know it's them. I have some skills, but the chemistry in my brain decided to go a little sideways, and even though I was not thinking about hurting myself, it was like I was another person that was wanting me to hurt me. And I fought it. I think after the second attempt, I realized that I couldn't let that happen again. I had to stick around, and it was really, really hard this last go round before I got put on meds. I was fortunate that I had a friend, I made through Facebook, Kurt David, who introduced me to Eric Keppel at a speaking engagement, and then listen to Eric talk about his struggle with depression and how he lost his son to depression. It became very clear that me and Eric were very similar. And afterwards I talked to him about different things, and he suggested a couple of medications, and I did some talking with different friends, and I went with the one, and it's been a great choice after 2 months of being on it. It was like my whole life laden up. The part of me that was always waiting for the other shoe to drop stopped, and after about a year on the meds, I decided to go back to school. And not having been a very good student, it frightened me, but yet I wanted to do it. I had some things to prove to myself, and I pulled a B+. My second class I pulled an A, and I developed some confidence along with the medication. And some of the ways I started looking at things differently after having some success at school, I realized that I was here for something more. And people who are distraught or want to give up, who haven't been through some of the things I've been through, that's why I'm here. Because when I hear that stuff, I can share my experience and support. I lost my best friend, my father, at 7 years old. I had very little guidance in the ways to become an adult. So when I got sober, I kind of developed my own way I thought I should be. No drugs, no alcohol. I've never smoked. And sex is nice, but it's even better when it's with somebody you care very much about. So I guess I'm a real live Boy Scout now. There's a part of us that feels diminished when other people are talking about all the great things they have going on in their life. Sometimes it feels as though we're stuck, as though we're aimlessly going along. But the truth of the matter is there is so much more than physical possessions in this life. There's so much more than being in the spotlight or having more than the next guy. When you've seen yourself have an impact on someone where they're able to change their life and see the light that we only have a limited amount of days, and staying away from the alcohol, the booze, the troubled people. Walking towards a path of great success. Those are the things that count. How you touch other people, what you leave behind. We're not here forever. There are things that people do that touch us the rest of our lives. Things that you can't touch, you can't hold, except in your heart. year and a half into my sobriety, I met Bob Probert. And for me, an article that Mitch Albom wrote in 1987, when I first was quitting drinking, touched me. Bob was my favorite player on the Wings. Still is. My generation, he's my favorite player. Well, a year and a half in, I was fortunate to meet Bob. And I detailed to him what I would like to do with my life. And it took me a long time to realize that wanting to do something and putting one foot in front of the other and doing it are two different things. When he passed, and his words held a lot of weight with me, it woke me up and made me realize I had to go for it. 20 some odd years later. In a way, to honor him, to honor my family, to make a mark, to help other people in this world. Mental health stigma is a hard thing. People judge you just like they judge you for addiction. And if you have both going on, boy, it can be hard. It can make you hold people at a distance. Sometimes people don't even realize that when they're slamming somebody else, they're slamming you too. And that bothers me, that people jump to conclusions on anyone that has something that is treatable and assume that you're crazy, that you could do almost anything. The important part is, for anyone who ends up seeing this video, don't ever give up. If you can't find the answer, there's always an answer. You just have to keep digging. That's what I did. I was fortunate enough to keep my ears open and hear things I needed to hear and change the way I was living. Life is hard. And it'll knock you off to the ground if you let it. You have to hang in there. You have to keep going. You have to keep trying. Somewhere out there, there's an answer. You have to find it. You can never give up. I just wanted to share this because it, to me, is an important thing. I suffer from depression, and sometimes I just choose not to be around people that do things that put me in a mood that brings me down. I've had enough sadness in my life. I want some joy. I'm chasing it now. It's hard. Thank you.